What's up, folks? It's a dull day in Berlin, but I guess now it's actually pretty clear. So, yeah, today I wanted to introduce you to Personal Assistant 2.0. So, if you guys remember the previous video that I made, I've actually made a personal assistant, but since the AI agents dropped and everything, this is insane. Okay, if you heard the squeaking voice on the doors, just let it be. Okay, so without any further ado, let's just get right into building the system. And by the way, if you guys don't want to make this, if you think it's too hard at any point, just go down to the description. You'll find the blueprints there. Don't think, download it, import it. It's free. Go, have fun. Okay. So the first thing what we're going to do is we have a Slack channel. I use Slack. If you want, you can use Telegram or any other channel that you want. I find Slack is very, the interface is pretty cool. I like it. It has many features that you can use. So I recommend Slack. It's up to you. Okay, whatever you want to use. So we have Slack. Then what Slack does is what we're using Slack for is I can send a text message or I can send a voice note. So whatever I send, based on that, if it's an audio, it will pick this particular route. It will go and download the file, and then let me just show you if you guys don't know. And yeah, one update that happened inside of Slack recently is before they used to have download a file module. Now that particular module is gone. So you have to use get a file module, and this is the file ID that you'll put in. Okay. Then we have Grok. Okay. And then we take the file, we say transcribe the audio. We're using model as Whisper 3. Then we have the AI agent itself. Now let me just open the prompts and let me side by side also open Slack. So here is the prompt that I have created. It's not a very big prompt, but you can, if you can, are prompt engineering experts, you can make this even better than it is. Okay. So you're a helpful intelligent assistant. You will be given a task from the user, that is me. You will first analyze the task and you will decide which tool to use to complete the particular task from the user, that is me. Tools is the Google Calendar tool and the email tool. So what this particular assistant will do is it will take whatever task that I'm giving. For example, if I say create a meeting called or create an event called meeting with James at 2 p.m., it will go ahead, use the calendar tool and create meetings. Or if I say reschedule, it will do rescheduling, all that stuff. And if I say go ahead and send James an email saying that you have to reschedule a meeting because I have some important emergency or I have a family emergency, it will go ahead and do that. Okay, that is how insane this particular automation is. So we have two tools, the Google Calendar tool and the email tool. And I've said you will use this tool to create, reschedule, cancel, and fetch events. And the email tool, you will use this tool to send emails. Okay. Then your output should always be in JSON, no extra text. Text. So if the task from the user requires you to use the Google Calendar tool, then you will output calendar. If it requires you to use the email tool, you will output email. Email. Sorry. You will always follow the structure, the task, and the tool. The example, create a meeting called meeting with Sam at 2 p.m. The assistant will output something like this. Okay. Then what I've done is I've added both the tools as, sorry, in the tools section. So actually, why I did this and why is it necessary is because actually you should only do this. But when you're doing this, you need to add a description. And I've said the same thing that I've said in the prompt. But what I've done further ahead is I have add call sub scenarios. Now this particular part is not necessary. Okay, because the reason why I did that is because when I tried to call the calendar tool or the email tool without using the sub scenarios, the agent was not doing that. And I don't know, it might be some bug or something, but it was not being able to call the other tools. So that is why I added the call a sub scenario module. But if yours is working perfectly without having to use the call to sub scenario, I would highly recommend you to avoid it, avoid using it. Because let's say you add more things. Okay, let's say you add the Instagram research as a tool here. Okay, So we'll add that, and then we have something else, and we have something else. So you don't want it to look like this. You don't want there to be 15, 20 different modules in one particular scenario. That is going to time out the scenario. And what I mean time out is, let me explain you the concept as well. So if you guys know webhooks, I mean not if you guys know webhooks. So let me just select a random one. So when I click run once, you see how the circle keeps on moving, it's rotating. So there's a fixed time limit to how long it will keep on rotating. I guess it is 45 minutes or something like that. I don't know. But if you have 15 or 20 or 25 different modules in a scenario, what will happen is this will keep on rotating, and before the automation is complete or before you receive the output, the automation will automatically shut down, or make will just shut down your automation because it is taking too long. Okay, you don't want that. That is why you always break down your scenarios into multiple scenarios. Break down your automation into multiple scenarios. All right. So we have that, and then we have the first tool call, that is the calendar one, and the next is the email one. So let me just realign this. Okay. So the calendar tool looks something like this. So first we have the pass JSON because I asked it to send the output as JSON. So first we'll come here, we'll pass the JSON, and I'll show you a demo as well. Then we have Google, sorry, not Google, Grok coming in. You are a helpful, intelligent calendar assistant. You will be given a task by the user. Your job is to analyze the task and find out what is it that the user wants to do. So if they want to create a booking, you will output book. Reschedule, you'll output reschedule. If they want to cancel, you'll output cancel. And if they want to fetch events, you will say fetch. For bookings and rescheduling, you will use this JSON. So the event name, the start time, the action that the user wants to take. If the user, me, asks you to fetch events from the given date, or if I just say today or tomorrow, you will use the current date now and figure out the date that I'm talking about. Your output should always be in JSON, no extra text. Okay. Why this is important is because let's say I say, give me all the meetings that I have for tomorrow. So it will just go in and just get all the details for me. Okay. So it should understand, okay, today is 2025, sorry, 28/10/2025. So it should like, okay, for tomorrow that is 29th. So I have to go in and get all the details. And I've given it an example as well. So if I say create a meeting with James at 2 p.m., the event name would be meeting with James. Oops, let me just put that. Yeah, meeting with James. The start time will be this, and the action is book. Okay, and I've given it the actual data. Then we have again we are passing the JSON because of the output it was in JSON, and then we have four different routes. The first one is booking. So we say if the action says book, then we'll go here and then we'll create an event. Connecting your Google Calendar is very easy. Just click add and it will just automatically connect it. I mean, it will ask you to sign in. Just do that. So we're creating an event in detail, calendar ID. The event name would be the event name. The start time we already know. The duration, you can just set it to whatever your duration is. So rescheduling also is almost the same. Yep, it's the same. These are not that difficult modules to set up. Delete is like the most easiest one because you just have to put the event ID you want to delete. That's it. Fetch. Now, fetch is a bit not complicated, but it's tricky. So, what you want to do is first you want to search the particular date that you want. So, I've put in the start date and the end date, and then we aggregate the whole thing. Okay, so I take all the events, and then I want the summary and the start time of that. Okay, and we can also put the end time. That is also fine. We'll take the start and the end time, and then we sort them in a descending order. And once we sorted that in a descending order, then we use another AI. You'll be given an array of events I have on a given date and time. I want you to put all of them in a very clean message that I can send via Slack. The output should be in JSON, always follow this structure. text. Okay, and I've provided it with the array that I got from the previous module. Then we have JSON, again a parse JSON, so the result will be just coming in. And then finally we send the message to Slack. Here are all your events for the day, the text. Okay, let me also show you the tool email and then we'll test both of them. Not tool email, email tool. What am I saying? So again, we start with the parse JSON. Then we have Grok coming in. You're a helpful, intelligent email assistant. You will be given a task by the user, that is me. Mainly, the user will ask you to send emails on his behalf. You will analyze the message from the user, get the name of the person to whom you want to send the message. Your output should always be in JSON, no extra text. Always follow the structure, the name, and the context. So if I say send an email to James telling him that we should reschedule our meeting, telling that I have to reschedule our meeting due to some emergency. So it's like the name would be James, the context would be rescheduling a meeting. And I've given it an example as well. Yeah, reschedule a meeting. So the context is rescheduling the meeting. Okay. Then we have a search Google Sheet because this is where we have all the data. For example, the name, the email, the date and time I had my booking and all that stuff. You can not necessarily want to use Google Sheet, you can use anything. Then we have Grok again, because this one is going to write the email. You'll be given the context on which you'll be writing an email. You'll be also be given the name of the person to whom you'll be writing the email to. Your output should be in JSON and nothing else. Always follow the structure, the subject line, and the email. The name of the sender will always be James. You're rescheduling the meeting, and here's a sample answer. And here's another thing, context. Here's the name of the user. Here's the date and time the user has booked a meeting. Remember not to use this in every email, only use it when necessary. So I have provided it with extra data because what happened was when I was testing it, it gave me an email and that email said our preferred date and time, or our booked, previously booked date and time. And I didn't like it, so I just provided it with the booking date and time because I don't want it to just randomly assume someday. And then we have pass JSON again, and then finally we send it to the person via the email. Actually, the Gmail module has, I guess, updated because the Make has done some really cool updates this time. So now it just automatically connects. That is what I think, because when I tried with this, it just automatically connected and it was awesome. So that is it, guys. You just got how to make personal assistant in like 15 minutes. So let me just give you a quick sample. So let's open Slack. So let's fetch all the data. Give me all the meetings that I have for tomorrow, please. So if I just send this, give me all the. Oops, accidentally played it. So I sent it. Now if I go back to my personal assistant, let's choose where to start. Choose manually. There we go. Let's run this once. So it should go above. Yep. It should pick the calendar module. And if I just back out of this, the AI agent is still working. AI agents do take a lot of time because they're processing the whole thing. Okay, guys, so it was actually took a bit long to complete. So, yep, so as you can see, the calendar tool has actually run and it has fetched all the details. So let's see. So you see, we have all these events. I don't know why there's an August event. Oh yeah, wait, I guess. Did I just do something wrong here? There's no limit there. Perhaps the sorting was not the right one. I guess I didn't sort it properly. I need to check that. But anyway, I'm showing you all the mistakes so that you guys can also see I'm not the perfect person. I also make mistakes, but I eventually do correct them. Okay. I don't sit on it. So you see, these are all the I mean, it's not properly formatted. This is the one that's properly formatted. So it looks something like this. Your schedule for this date, you have this time, you need to do this, your content planning, you have shooting, you have gym, TRW stuff. So that is what it looks like. Now let's try the email tool. Okay. So if I just say, hey, can you send an email to Aditya saying that we have to reschedule a meeting? So now if I send this one and if I go back, let's choose where to run, choose manual, and pick the audio again. Let's run this. I mean, make agents do take a lot of time because they're still in beta testing. Oh, you see, it has sent me the email. Let's check. Request for rescheduling a meeting. Hi Aditya, I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to let you know. Oops. Want to let you know that I need to reschedule our upcoming meeting. Could you please suggest a few alternative dates and times that work for you? I'll do my best to accommodate your schedule. Thanks for your flexibility. I look forward to confirming a new time. Best regards, James. So that is how this particular automation works. And I mean, this is pretty freaky, okay, as someone who does automation, and I don't know if or when will I hire anybody, or if will will I hire anybody, but that's a different thing. But you can use these kind of automations to get tasks done quickly. So it's like you want to send an email, so instead of you having to just brainstorm, you just say, yeah, just send him an email. I know what's the to-do list for today and all that stuff. I mean, you can add multiple things, but as I've said previously, I would recommend you to not use sub scenarios, but to use the AI agents, the tools section of the AI agents, that it will be much beneficial for you. And yeah, that was it, guys. Thank you so much for staying till the end, watching this whole video. And if you did, make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate if you did it. Thank you so much. And with all that said, I'll see you next video.